Hey, what's up everybody? This is Royce from Pedal and Metal. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Matchbox's Globe Traveler series. This is the particular car here we're going to be looking at is a Ford GT40, and this is a 1968 Le Mans winner car, number 9, which was driven by Pedro Rodriguez and Luciano Bianchi, who was Italian, and of course Pedro Rodriguez was Mexican. And the car was powered by a 4.9 liter V8 and was owned by JW Automotive Engineering out of England. So we'll go ahead and take a look at it. Just a quick little history here of the number 9 car. I already pre-split this open here, so I'm not struggling on camera. Packaged up very nicely. You have the little box that you could display it with. We'll go ahead here and spin it around and take a look at it in its stock form. We'll get this out of the way, and then we'll discuss it and look at it a little closer here. Now this has the Golf livery, which is the light blue, obviously, with the orange stripe. And like I said earlier, it is a number 9 car, and it was a 1968 Le Mans winner. My only complaint with this is it has a matte finish, and that looks kind of odd to me. It actually looks a little better now that I have it out of the pack, but it's still a very flat finish. I'm not sure what they were going for with this, if they wanted it to look distressed or what the deal was. But really, really cool though, either way. I know I use that word cool a lot, and a lot of you guys hate that and rip on me, and that's okay. Now the front, I have a problem with the way they did the tampo. It's not real accurate to the actual car, and a lot of the decal placement is wrong. I'm not sure what reference photos they were going off of, but it's not real accurate. But they might have been going off of a car, the car that was used for testing or something like that. Maybe some photos. Couple spots here. I'm not sure what's on the paint. I like the headlight tampos are really impressive. When you look down on that, I mean, you don't really have to do anything to fix that up. I mean, that looks great to begin with. So there's not much that needs done there. I don't care for the ride height. It looks really strange. It's a little off-putting. It should probably be the ride height. If you look at the photos of the real car, they're tucked up in further. This is obviously nitpicking. And I think for the cost, these should have a metal base. That's another one of my complaints with these. Now it does have the rubber tires. The wheels are nothing special about them really, but they can be fixed up a little bit, and I probably will detail this. So if you guys want to stick around and watch me detail it, that's coming up. Otherwise, just you can skip over that, and be sure to subscribe for more car reviews and whatnot and other do-it-yourself stuff. But if you want to watch this, stick around. I'll be right back. See you guys soon. All right, let's get started on this. I already went ahead and I drilled the 2 rivets out on the bottom. And originally when I purchased this in the store, I thought, oh, that's cool, you know, it has rubber tires and, you know, nicer wheels. But once I got looking at the wheel design, it's pretty bad. It's not very good. So I'm gonna get rid of that. The interior section is like a gunmetal gray color, more of a silver, and I think I'm gonna spray that satin black. These axles. This should just pop right out. Just plastic tabs. These wheels are okay, but they're odd. They're an odd design. I don't know. Probably could do a black wash in the middle and try to hide that. But I don't know. They're not doing anything for me personally, so they're gonna have to go. They don't look very accurate. So I'm going to use these monoblock wheels. These are Dunlops. It's the oldest style that they had. They don't carry any Firestone that I know of. And that's actually what is on the cars. Here's some Firestone sponsored decals, and the real car was the same way. But their decal placement on here is all wrong from the actual 1968 winner. Even the number 9, the style, the font is all wrong, but we'll let that go. We'll forgive Matchbox. You know, they did an admirable job. First, I'm going to spray this satin black off camera. What I'm going to use is, I love SEM trim black for something like this. It's a satin, and it works really, really well on things like this, and it dries pretty quick too. So I'll do that off camera. Alright, next I want to take these monoblock wheels. These are 8-spoke, and the real car, they were 6-spoke, orange centered, with a aluminum, or I would assume magnesium lip and inner barrel. But I'm going to try to paint these monoblock wheels the best I can. I'm just using Testors enamel silver. Try to paint the outer lip the best I can, and kind of up into the inner spokes. The nice thing here, I took the axle that comes with it from monoblock, just pinched it inside my alligator clip, and then I can kind of spin it as I hold my brush, which is loaded up with the enamel silver. Makes it kind of nice. I'll have to let that dry for a while though before I try to mount the tires though. Otherwise it'll get all over the tires. Here, the interior, this has dried. I did it in that SEM satin black, the trim paint. I do have a reference photo up on the screen. Obviously this here, we're not gonna, we don't have the famous bundle of snakes exhaust or anything. You really can't see much, but you can, when you look down in the back, you can see the engine. So I want to kind of highlight that, and we'll do what we can with it. Anyway, did some little gauges and whatnot to try to give it some visual interest if you would look in. That looks pretty decent. They actually have a lot of the hood pins are already painted in. They have a lot of sections that are painted in, but there's also a lot that's not. Everything's frosted. I don't know what the deal is, why they have everything frosted. This bottom section of the front was not orange. I used off camera, I did already pre-painted this section here that was light blue. It should have been orange. I just used a deco color oil-based marker. Well, this frosted paint is not easy. If you get too much paint on it, it's hard to get off with the frosted, the matte look, which I'm not real keen on with this. It's not really cooperating. Alright, we're going to let some of this dry and then come back and work on it a little bit more. Okay, next what I want to do is start putting the wheels and tires together. What I normally like to do with these monoblock wheels is I'll glue one side first. Just a little dab of super glue. And just do one. And then push the axle on until you can kind of see it poking through the wheel, or to what you're satisfied with. Sorry if I just went off camera. And now what I'm going to do is let that dry as is. I'm not going to try snipping the axles or screwing around anything with that. I just want this side to dry first. Okay, let me pull that back some. Drying pretty quick. I use the Gorilla Glue super glue, but any type of glue like this will work fine. But let's let that dry without disturbing it. I did off camera, I did get the wheels and tires back together. I used the rounded end of a paintbrush to kind of go in the center, and a little bit saliva on the inner part of the tire, and just pushed straight down, and they seem to go together pretty well. I only had one out of the four. It gave me some grief. And off camera I started to draw and tap, and I broke my tap. So it goes to show you when you least expect it, things do happen. So I can't, part of the tap is actually broke off in this stem here, so I'm still gonna have to try get that out of there. So I was kind of hoping to get that all done before I can put it together, and then I can do the rivets, or what looks like rivets. I use these tiny 256. I use those to put the car back together, and they are Allen head, hex head I should say, button head, 256 by 1/8 of an inch long. That's what I like to use. Okay, so we'll let that dry, and then we'll stick it back together the best we can. So once you carefully get it snapped back together, and then you need to figure out exactly where you want, where the wheels are going to fall in line with the body before you can snip the axles. So many times this might take a few snips to get it where you want it. So watch your eyes when you snip those off. So I need to go just a little bit. Actually, if we pull that out a little bit, I think we'll just snip off just a hair more. Trying to pull it out to the edge of the body the best I can, and then we'll let that dry. I probably could have snipped off a little bit more. Be lowered a little bit. I think it sits way too high. So we're going to let that dry. All right, it's back together, and we'll go ahead and spin it around and take a look at it. All in all, I think it turned out pretty well. I wish I could have found Firestone tires for it, but that's okay. Dunlops are period correct, but doesn't go with the sponsor decals are on the car, but I don't think anyone really would notice that unless you point it out to somebody. Definitely looks a little, looks a lot better, I should say, than a $3 car. I think it definitely looks better, all in all. I'm a little confused by looking at reference photos, like they have the dual fuel caps on the front, at the bottom of the A-pillars, and all the reference shots I have, it only has it on the one side, on the left side of the car. So I'm not quite sure where they got that from. The earlier ones did appear to have that with the dual caps from what I'm looking at, some I think the 1966 photos. So it's almost like a combination, this car, but so it's not exactly correct. And obviously they have the anniversary decal on the back for Matchbox instead of the two horseshoe good luck emblems that were on the back corner there on the actual car. But all in all, I think it turned out pretty decent. Let me go ahead here and stop this and take a closer look at it. I did go back over top of the factory Matchbox hold down pins and highlighted those in a bright, almost chrome silver. Like I said, the back end, I'm not sure exactly why they chose to do that large black tampo. I cannot find that on any reference photos. I'm sure you could remove it easily if you wanted to. I just left it alone. I still might go over it and weather it in the post race conditions. I'm not sure though if I want to do that or not. So for now, I think I'm going to leave it go. So you guys have to let me know what you think of this one. I think it turned out pretty cool. Definitely looks better than, if I can find them here, the factory. The factory wheels, I think, are just, they're really quite goofy. I don't know. And the tires are way too small profile-wise. So I think that kind of almost ruins it. I think in the store, I thought, oh, that's cool. You know, it has the rubber tires and all. But when you get looking at it, they're pretty crappy. So all in all, it looks pretty good, I think. You guys have to let me know what you think. I'll take some pictures of it for Instagram. And if you're wondering about my Instagram account, it should be down below in the description, the link for that. And if you guys like these type of videos, please subscribe for more. And I also do regular toy reviews as well, where I don't actually get in and modify anything. So thanks for checking it out and sticking with me. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. All right, bye now.